Hi everybody, I'm Gary Jackson and here's the next edition of A Minute with Gaz, and today's subject is going to be on the pinch collars. And this here is a pinch collar. What do you think of it? Looks pretty barbaric, doesn't it? Have a look at that. When I first saw these in the 1980s, I looked at these things and I was horrified. I looked and went, wow, they're so cruel. I'm not going to put one of them on my dog at all. And as a result, I was right, because my opinion was an uneducated, uninformed decision about something I knew nothing about. So, for education purposes only, I'll go through what these are used for and how they've been used. Now, the anti-pinch collars, pinch collar people will actually call them prong collars, and these things are spikes, which all match their anti-pinch collar agenda. Now, all the links are like this. They're not sharp, they're blunt. As a matter of fact, you can see them all with little covers on the end like that. They are not designed to pinch or puncture the dog's skin in any way, but in fact, it distributes even pressure right around. Now, these are available in pet shops and all over the world. They're widely being used and they're basically called a training collar. Now, the advantages of this is that if a dog pulls on lead and he's on a choker chain or a collar, he's going to keep pulling and choking himself out while he's pulling. He's going to pull like a freight train. With these ones here, the dog can actually pull, but he can still breathe through there because it distributes evenly down here when it clamps down. Now, the other advantage of it is that when the dog starts pulling, even when you're doing no training at all, the pulling will reduce by about 50%. So that's one advantage there. Now, it's also got a ring just here. So when a correction is given, it just goes to that ring and it cannot get any tighter than that. So it's basically only going to move about an inch, and that's about it. So no matter how hard the dog pulls from here, it is not going to go tighter like a choker chain. Now, another good advantage is that when you give the dog a correction, you're using a correction which is 90% less than what you'd have to do on a check chain or a collar. So the dog reduces pulling by 50%, the correction you give is 90% less, and the correction, when you think that, oh, it's going to be a strong correction, it's going to hit the dog, no, it's not. The correction's like this. That's all it is. This is the correction on a pinch collar. That is it. And it doesn't move very far. It's only about an inch. So these things work very good, but it's not for every dog. The advantages of it also, a lot of people in the military actually use this, in law enforcement, and use it for exercises of control, like for example sit stay while you pat the prisoner down. If you're an elderly person that you haven't got great strength and you've got a mismatch of a dog which is super boisterous, then you can actually use these ones here and actually just hold the dog back, and the corrections are just like this. So it does make a big difference there. However, they're not for every single dog owner. Here we go, I'll just get that up there. But have a look at it. That's not a prong collar. They're not spikes. It distributes even pressure, 50% less pulling, and 90% less force in any form of correction. So they are good used on the right dogs, but they're not for everybody. But that is for education purposes only. Whether you agree with them or you don't agree with them, that's up to you. I'm just trying to give you some information about pinch collars without all the biased and politically correct false information and false media that's out there. Anyway, pinch collars. Love them or hate them. That's up to you. Bye for now.